This is Geometry Lesson 7.1, Translations. So a transformation is basically a way that you are going to alter the position or size of a shape. And there's several different transformations that we're going to talk about during this chapter. The first transformation that we're going to talk about is the translation. Now, translation is basically a fancy way to say slide. So whatever shape you have, triangle, quadrilateral, any shape that you have, you're going to slide that shape around the plane. So we can have horizontal translations, which would be moving left and right. We can have vertical translations, which is moving up and down. And we can also have diagonal translations, so they can go really any direction. So our first example is we're going to translate this triangle using the given vector. So there is an arrow here, which is called a vector, and that arrow is really telling us which direction we want to move our shape. So starting down here, and then moving towards the end of the arrow, how many units to the right, and then how many units up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to the right, and then it is 1, 2, 2 units up. So I'm going to do that process on every corner in triangle XYZ. So starting at this corner on X, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to the right, and then 1, 2 units up. That is the location of the new X. So I wrote an X with a little line next to it. We call that X prime. I'm going to repeat that process on Y. Here's my current Y, and if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to the right, and then 1, 2 units up, that's the location of the new Y. One more time on Z, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the right, and 2 up. There is the new Z. And then all we have to do is connect the new points, and we have successfully translated triangle XYZ using the given vector. The next example is exactly the same. I have this arrow here telling me that I want to go 2 units to the right and 3 units down. So each corner in the shape, I need to go 3 units down and 2 units to the right. And we'll mark that as G prime. Each corner in the shape, 2 units over, 3 units down, and there's the new one. From X, 2 units over, 3 units down, there's my new X. Letter E, 2 units over, 3 units down, and there's my new E. And we just keep going all the way around the shape, and then we'll end up with a translated image. So we can connect all 6 of these points. And there is my translation, again using a vector. So we have another way that we can translate images, and that is using coordinates. So for example B, I have the coordinates for A, B, and C. We'll graph those and then form a triangle. So A is -4, 3. That means I'm going to go 4 units to the left and 3 units up, and place a point there and call it A. Every time we have our XY coordinates, the first number is X, telling us which way to go left and right, positives to the right and negatives to the left. Our second number in our ordered pair is our vertical component, our up and down, positives up and negatives down. So letter B, we're going to do the same thing. We have a -3 and we have a +1. So that's 3 to the left and right first, negatives to the left, and then +1 will be up 1, up and down second, positives up. So -3, +1. And we'll call that letter B. We'll do the same thing for point C. We're going to go 1 to the left and 2 up, and we're going to call that point C. So we're going to connect these 3 points, and that is the triangle ABC. Oops, did I add that mark there? Okay, so now the translation that we're going to do uses addition and subtraction. So this is telling me right here to add 3 to every single one of my x coordinates. So here, this first x coordinate, -4, I'm going to add 3, and that brings me to -1. My next x coordinate is -3. Adding 3 brings me to 0. And finally, -1, adding 3 brings me to +2. To each of my y coordinates, I'm going to take away 4. So we're at 3, we're going to take away 4. 1, take away 4, and 2, take away 4. And then I can plot these 3 points, and then I'll see a translated image. So we'll be at -1, -1, that's 1 left and 1 down, will be my new A. 0, -3 means 0 left and right, and then 3 down, that'll be my new B. And letter C is 2, -2, that's 2 to the right and 2 down. And if we connect these 3, we have our second image here. So there's another way to get this answer without having to do all of the adding and subtracting, and it's related to what we did with the vectors. So if I see a x plus 3, that's telling me to go right 3. And if I see a y minus 4, that's telling me to go down 4. So we could use that vector just like we did in the last question, starting at each coordinate on triangle ABC, counting 3 to the right and 4 down, and that brings me to the same coordinate. From letter B, 3 to the right and 4 down, and from letter C, 3 to the right and 4 down. And so we can get the same shape by counting left and right and up and down, or we can get it by using addition and subtraction. Final example is just describing in words what happens in each situation. So if I have x plus 5, that means I'm going to the right 5. And if I have y plus 1, that means I'm going up 1. X minus 2 means left 2. And y plus 3 means up 3. X plus 12 means right 12. And y minus 19 means down 19. That's it for the examples. Good luck on the exercises, and please let me know if you have any questions.